Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another deep dive into some sort of topic that I am super interested in, and today I'm going to be figuring out what the heck is the Tokyo game market. So I have heard of the Tokyo game market since I first got into the hobby as like this really interesting convention where there's like hundreds of these small games that might never ever see the light of day outside of Tokyo or the people that buy the game, pretty much. You know, just one-off print runs. And what a lot of publishers will do is they'll go over there, they'll try to find the best of those games, and then bring them over to North America. One of the biggest examples would be, what was it? It was Loveland. You know, because they tend to have like these smaller sized games, much more game in a small box. But other than that, I don't know anything about the Tokyo game market. So I saw on Board Game Geek there was a report from Tokyo Game Market that the Saigo 012. So you should check them out. There's a link down below on Twitter. Show them some love. Translated. But before we get into that, I just want to know, just in general, what is the Tokyo game market? So luckily enough, able to go to the website, and because of the power of the internet, we're able to translate this, and there is a video, but they call it the Game Market. It's an event where you spend fun together with the aim of promoting analog games that do not use a power supply and interacting with others. All right, let's go. So it's a 2-minute video. Like it. That's cool. I want to go to a convention there. That looks awesome. Whoa! It's looking very Gen Con-y, very Essen-y. Cosplay? What? Okay, so the outside of the building, all the hustle bustle, everybody coming in reminded me of Gen Con, but the inside, where it's much more spaced out and like in the exhibitor hall you have room to kind of breathe, reminds me of Origins. If you've ever been to Origins, man, Origins fantastic. Now, this video, this is 2022, so they just put this video up. I was going to say, I wonder what it looked like pre-pandemic. Maybe we can check that out on Wikipedia at some point, because you know what? That's the whole title of this video, is me learning about the Tokyo game market and you learning about it. Let's go. By the way, let me know if I'm having any webcam issues. I had some at the beginning. Tried to kink them out. Not sure I did. Whoa, that looks... What is... That's like a popper in the middle? What the hell is that? That looks all... Mahjong? That looks cool. Wow, that's cool. And that doesn't look... That's such an interesting... It actually looks like they have enough space in their convention hall. Like, it's refreshing. Like, that's such a sea of people. That looks awesome. This was in October. Wow, it looks awesome. That was really cool. Everything looks so different but familiar at the same time, because it's like, I know these games, but the boxes look all different. It's just cool. So Game Mark, so it is a convention. So let's get into what it was like this year. We got Saigo, who once again, huge shout out, wrote this up, translated it, or he translated this, I do believe. On October 29th and 30th, under cloudless autumn skies, Tokyo Game Market 2022 Autumn took place at Tokyo Big Sight, because I do believe there's 2 separate Tokyo Game Markets throughout the year. East Halls 1, 2, and 3, covering 25,690 square meters, provide the largest venue ever for the show. It looked humongous. The number of exhibitor booths also increased to 890. Nice! Almost achieving the size of the show in pre-COVID date. I immediately love this article. It's getting into questions that I had in the back of my mind. It's answered in the first paragraph. I want to know more. According to the announcement by Game Management Market Office, the attendance was 12,000 on day 1 and 9,000 on day 2, adding up to 21K. That's cool. 12,000 people. That's awesome. This is the entrance to the venue. Tokyo Big Sight. East Halls are at the far end, approximately 500 meters away across the connecting bridge. All right, for us American dummies like me, let's see how many meters to feet that is. 500. That is 1,640 feet. Okay. How many yards? Actually, I feel like yards is more useful to me. How many yards is that? So it's 5.5 football fields. That's because in America, that is an increment we use. How many football fields things is. I'm not even joking about that. At a previous game market, instead of just using the metric system, at a previous game market, an early entry system with special tickets was adopted on day 1. The regular tickets cost 1,500 yen. All right. Doing the math here. 1,500 yen to US bucks. $11? What the hell, Tokyo? That's fantastic. No wonder you got 21,000 people there. You got reasonable prices. That's amazing. $11. That's awesome. But visitors can enter the venue 1 hour earlier for 3,000 yen. So like about 13, 14 bucks. The 2,000 early tickets had been sold out a few days before the event, so 2,000 people must have been in the waiting line at the start of the show. Yeah, that's cool. As the door opened at 11 a.m., waves of people with armbands filled the venue. After 12, when general admission began, the venue became even more crowded. The aisles were wide, so they opened at 12. Wow. That seems really late to me. Like, that's really doing those 2,000 people like a big service. Like, 2 hours? Oh, no, it was 1 hour. So still, that's awesome. Maybe just in America, I'm used to them opening up at 10 and 9 and earlier because we got to work. Here's a view of the exhibition halls. The block booths for companies and other groups are at the far end of the photo, and the standard booths divided into smaller sections are in the front. All right, let's see if we can get this one. Oh, wait, I missed this part. At 12 o'clock, after general admission began, the venue became even more crowded. The aisles were wider than even those at Spiel. Wow, but there was congestion everywhere. Thanks to people carrying large luggage, it was difficult even to find room to stop at some booths to have a look at the displayed items. Yeah, that's Gen Con right there for you. The rest areas with pipe chairs were nice for resting between moving around with large luggage. Here is a view of the exhibition halls. So the block booths for companies are the groups at the far end. Okay? And the standard booths divided into smaller sections in front. Cool. Board game comedian Tetsuya Ikeda. Whoa, I gotta get him hooked up with my buddy Grant. He's an American board game comedian, and I didn't realize there was another board game comedian. They got to do a collab. Carrying a cajon backpack full of board games, was walking around with Sensei, who co-hosts with him the YouTube channel Problem Solve Board Game Clinic. Big ups. Bam. Slam it. All right. According to Kaija Kirara, the general manager of the Game Market Management Office, since the booking of the venue is done a year in advance, they had booked a large venue in anticipation at the end of the COVID-19 crisis. All exhibitor applications were accepted, and there was enough room also for rest areas with pipe chairs. But this will not be the case next time. If the venue becomes smaller with more exhibitors, it is difficult to predict participation and attendance because the increase is not as steady as it was before the COVID-19 crisis. That makes sense. Mr. Karihaya will leave ArcLight, which hosts this show, so it would be his last time to leave. What is ArcLight? Is that a game? Oh, the company. So leave the company, which hosts the show, so this would be his last time to leave the Game Market Management Office. I'll enjoy this, so he says. The exhibitors at Block... Oh, so that's him. The exhibitors at Block Booths made use of the wide areas for their displays. Oink Games, gaining a momentum with their Spiel des Jahres nominee Scout, had a Scout vending machine at their booth. Very cool. That's awesome. That's really neat. And it's not just neat, it's smart. Like, it's dual, because that is going to make it so that your people in the booth are working a little less hard, because there's some automation there doing that. I absolutely adore it. I think that's genius, especially for their style games. I've never bought any of their games. I don't even think I've tried any of their games, but I love that idea. Okay, anywho. Then the Oinks game version, which has been sold only outside Japan, will go on sale also in Japan. So cool, they're doing fantastic. Shugoro Yanaka has arranged in a food stall style several sections in their booth to demo their games, including the new Onsaka Honten Sonic Restaurant. A large gong was heard every time Onsoku Hotten was played. Cool. So they got like elaborate booths, just like the regular. I love that. It's cool. I would imagine this to be much. I don't know. In my mind, I just pictured it as more of a quaint thing, and it's like, no, this is a convention. This looks like a kick-ass convention. ArcLight displayed Quake of the Kaiju on the Earth series. The fourth game in the series is currently on crowdfunding. International titles that would be released after game markets such as Wingspan Asia were also on large display. And that's one thing I want to do sometime. You know what? This inspires me. Next week, we are going to check out a Chinese crowdfunding website, and I'm going to look at their most popular game, and we're going to check that out next week. One day. There was also a long line of people at the back of the pre-sales of the Japanese edition of Eclipse Second Dawn for the Galaxy and other notable new titles, and I bet people ran there to get their titles. That's awesome. The joint block booth specializing in murder mystery games was also very popular, as at the previous game market, it is often difficult to get an overview of murder mystery titles because of the spoiler ban. It makes sense. They're kind of one-off games, so if you don't want it to be spoiled. But here visitors can listen to the creators explain the appeal of each title before you decide whether to buy it or not. Interesting. Getting some feedback like a phone is near your speaker. Whoa, you're not supposed to have a phone near your speaker? Holy shnikes. Oh, man. Today I learned phones should not be near speakers. That is just, thank you very much, Baz H and Battlehaven. Hopefully this one is not completely ruined. The joint block booth specializing Itten, which has also exhibited at Spiel in October 2022, had Ninja Master, by Reiner Knizia, as the latest tile in their Fun Brick series. Ooh. England editions of 5 titles in the Fun Brick series, including Ninja Master, are currently on Kickstarter, have already raised over 4 million yen. Really fascinating. Game store Benisto has already imported to sell some new titles for Spiel 22. A long-waited line formed here as well, and these games became sold out one after the other. Awesome. Sellouts, yeah. That's what I'm saying. People running to get stuff. Thank you so much for letting me know that. And now I know not to have my phone near my mic. I never knew that. Dream Blossom demoed the tennis game Swing Ball. Players hit the ball attached to the string with a racket in order to swing the ball to their opponent. It reminds... What? That looks awesome. Okay. I need to get a review copy of Swing Ball. Like that looks fantastic. At the Tusuke booth, more than 20 groups jointly exhibited board game related handmade goods and books. Fantastic. Love this kind of stuff. The spot with lovely board game accessories gathered in one place was like a jewelry store. That's cool. They had them all in one area. I like that for a lot of different reasons. First and foremost, if that's not your thing, it's very obvious that that's not a place that I'm going to go. Kind of like how they have the art avenue at the back of Gen Con, where it's like, if you don't want to go to art, you do. I love that. At the Kadawa booth, along with the Japanese edition of Call of Cthulhu game, and a horror murder mystery game, the card game Unko Poop Curry, was on display. It is a game of having your opponent stick him to the curry cards, which have poop on the back. It is scheduled to be released in December 2022. That sounds awesome. At the special booth for Make Control Japan 4, visitors can play digital games with unusual handmade controllers. Whack-a-moles. Players pop their heads up from holes while avoiding being detected by the sensor and whacked by the mallet? That looks amazing. Now, this has given me some like some what was it? Midway. There's a convention, GDEX. GDEX is what it was with. GDEX and Origins for the last 2 years have combined as a convention. And it helps fill out Origins really nicely. But it also means that they're scattered throughout. There's these really interesting video game exhibits too, with like VR and like couches and stuff set up from some of them. It's really cool. And I get that sort of vibe here too. Also, it reminds me a little bit of the Midwest Gaming Classic, which, in Wisconsin, fantastic. In the traditional gameplay area, along with Rummy Cub, the founder of Game Market introduced OK from Turkey and Chinchon from Spain. So games are being debuted there. I imagine that was a big deal if you were into that style of game. At the booth of League M, a professional Mahjong league that has received a lot of media exposure in recent years, there was an area to play Mahjong with M League wearing uniforms. Crowds of people, watching professionals. That's like straight out of like a video game convention. Where it's like, yeah, we got this famous streamer who's, really good. Apex Predator, top 200. Watch him play. That's awesome. There were so many standard booths that it was difficult to check them all out. Still, it's vital to see them all as hot groups and well-known designers presenting their new games. AZB Studios, whose latest games constantly go viral and are displayed in a fun way, released The Art War, a card game using parodies of classical artworks. Okay, so now we're just talking about some of the various different games. Lots of games premiering. Cool. Yeah, and I imagine, this is the big one. They got war game stuff going on here. At the game market, so at a game market, a large number of international participants were seen among both exhibitors and visitors after the easing of COVID-19 entry restrictions. With many games available only here, Game Market has become a treasure trove for overseas board game enthusiasts and publishers. Yeah, that I was talking about. A lot of publishers will try and go in there. They'll find out the hot buzz. They'll bring it over to America, put it up on Kickstarter. That thing will get some buzz going around BGG Con or whatever. Here's a photo of myself with the people I happened to meet at the reception when I went there for my press pass. From left to right, myself, James Nathan, who writes for Opinionated Gamers in the USA, Leon Schruber from Germany, Matthew Dessau from Cocktail Games in France, and Yannick, who helped as an interpreter. This concludes my report on day 1. My report ends here because I could not visit the show on day 2. Meanwhile, the next one, Tokyo Game Market 2023 Spring, will be on May 13th and 14th. Very cool. So that was an awesome write-up. So now I feel like I know. Tokyo Game Market. It sounds amazing. It is now officially on my bucket list. Dropping 30 geek gold. But let me know what you think about this segment. Because really, it's just Kickstarter has been slow the last few weeks. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can make some new segments, see if people like them. But also, if you have an idea for a segment, please let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube. Bye-bye.